And now, Deep Thoughts with Laura Perplexed. Dude, this motherfucker says the weirdest shit I think I've ever heard in my life. It's just so funny. I'm laughing just thinking about it because I don't know if she's trying to sound relatable or what the deal is here with this one, but, or she's just trying to contribute to the conversation in the only way she knows how, which is like a way that doesn't make sense. But, she's talking about the, Charlie Kirk shooter who was just recently caught. And this is what she was thinking about while she was driving home from wherever the fuck she's driving home from today. And this shit is just so funny. So let's take a listen.
Happens on long drives. But this is what else I was thinking about. And some of you guys are going to be like, don't go there. But I'm going there.
And this is a great example of where she typically gets herself in trouble. You see, if you have to think to yourself, don't go there, or that other people would think, don't go there, then you probably shouldn't say it. Although what she said wasn't that bad in this case, I've heard her say the same thing in the past before, and she went there, and then people called her out for it.
Because it's on my mind. How come none of these shooters... Hold on. How come none of these shooters end up dead? If they were black, you don't think they'd be shot in a heartbeat? Fuck yeah, they would. They absolutely would. But because they're normal-looking young white people, the cops don't shoot them?
Well, it's kind of hard to shoot somebody when you don't know who they are or where the fuck they are. I mean, the guy made a pretty fast escape off the roof, in case you didn't follow the story, but he ran and jumped off the roof. So how would they shoot him if they don't know where he is? But I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. First of all, the guy who was shot at Trump, we'll just use him as an example. I, very vividly recall him laying on the roof of the building with his brain matter and blood all over the place. So that guy got shot. And statistically, if you look at people who do these types of things, and it's not, I don't want to count this as a mass shooting because only one person was shot, but these people who do these types of shootings, 9 out of 10 times, it's a white guy. It is. Statistically, it is usually a white man. Think of all these shootings. We had the Parkland shooter, white person. Colorado shooter, white person. Columbine, white, 2 white guys, right? The only mass shooter I could really think of that was not white was those 2 guys, Lee Malvo, and I forget the other guy's name, that were driving around, just randomly shooting people for a period of, I don't even know, it was probably days. But more often than not, it's a white person. And they have been shot before, but in other cases, sometimes they take their own lives, and in other cases, they run away. And how are you supposed to shoot somebody when you can't find them?
Cops have shot black people for a hell of a lot less. Just because they may have a gun, or they thought they saw a gun, or something. But these school shooters, political shooters, they don't shoot them. Make it make sense.
I don't know why she's turning this into a race issue. It's a non-race issue. I mean, I don't even understand. I get what she's saying. Yes, there's been, cases where black people have been shot at by the police, but I don't know what the fuck she's talking about in this situation. She's like, oh, they just let them live. Like, what are they supposed to find them and shoot them? Like, that's not how our justice system works. If they don't immediately eliminate the threat, okay, they can't just find the guy and shoot him in the woods unless the guy is pointing a gun at them. If they can't shoot him while he's actively shooting to eliminate the threat, they can't just go hunt him down and shoot him. I don't know what the fuck she thinks this is over here, like the Wild Wild West. It's like, no, that's not how our justice system works. They could really only shoot at him as he's posing a threat to other people. But once he leaves, that's it. The threat is gone. Okay, so if he held a gun up to them when they caught up with him, then they could shoot at him. But if the guy's not armed when they find him, they're not going to just shoot him. That's not how it works. But it's like, we got enough problems right now in this country, obviously, okay, where we have, a very clear division line of people on the left and people on the right that are fucking almost at war with each other. And here she is trying to bring race into something that doesn't even involve race. Why are you acting like you give a shit about these racial issues when we know you don't, because you clearly said you would never go to Atlanta because it's too dark for you. Now all of a sudden you care about black people getting shot by the cops? Give me a break.
You know damn well if the shooter was black, they'd be long dead.
No, we wouldn't know that, because if he ran away, okay, and the police lost track of him the same way they would lost track of this guy, they wouldn't have shot him, because how are you going to shoot him when you don't know where the fuck he is? What are you talking about? I don't think she's been following this story at all, because the FBI and the police clearly dropped the ball in this case, and the guy was able to completely get away. And they had no idea where he was. And they started making all these crazy announcements saying that, oh, we have a suspect. Oh, no, we don't. Oh, wait, we have another suspect. Oh, no, we got to let him go. And then they're like, oh, well, we have surveillance, but we're not going to release it, okay, unless we need the public's help. But we got a pretty good idea of, who it is. And then all of a sudden, a day later or whatever it was, they released the picture. So they clearly lost track of the person and completely dropped the ball. And if it wasn't for his own father turning him in, we probably still wouldn't know where this guy was. Okay, so people turned him in, and he had to surrender to police. So they can't shoot him in that case, because that just wouldn't really go over too good. So now he's going to be brought to justice, which in my opinion is the better solution to the problem. Because typically once you shoot somebody, they're dead, and then you don't get their side of the story, and you never find out why they did what they did. And we may never find out. Sometimes people leave manifestos or some crazy shit like that, online bullshit, but we may never know. But at least we have a chance to know.
I don't know why they don't. Am I the only one that thinks like that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you are, because nobody was thinking about race in this situation, because it didn't involve any racial issues. It was a white man on white man crime. So nobody was thinking of that. And anybody that was actually following this story knows that the guy got away and got off the roof and was able to evade capture. So we know why he wasn't shot.
Hey, Bad Wolf. It's just weird to me that they always keep him alive.
Does this look like they kept the guy alive? Because this is the guy that allegedly shot at Trump, and he don't look too alive to me in this picture. So, yeah, they don't always keep him alive. It's only when they are able to actually see the person and there's snipers on the roof and they could actually shoot at them.
I don't know. I guess in Louis Mangione's case, it's a little different because they didn't catch him on the spot.
It's Luigi Mangione, not Louis.
But I don't know. It just seems like they keep all the white people alive. But God forbid they were black, they'd be long dead. And it just goes to show how fucked up our society is and our way of thinking. Hey, LA. I don't know. I mean, you guys agree?
Just listen to my crickets. No, nobody agrees.
I'm just saying in general, even school shooters. If the school shooters were, I think there was one school shooter that was black. He ended up dead.
Okay, I seriously don't know what the fuck she's talking about here. I did a really quick Google search, and I can only find these 3 black school shooters. So one of them is Desmond Holly, and this just happened the other day, and he took his own life. And then this next guy here, Solomon Henderson, he also took his own life, according to Wikipedia. And the last guy, Colt Gray, he's also facing charges. And since he's facing charges, I would have to assume he's alive to do so. So I don't know what the fuck she's talking about, because out of these 3, 2 of them took their own lives and none of them were shot at. So I don't know if maybe there's another one that she knows about that was killed by the police. I never heard of it, never heard the story. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. She just makes it up as she goes along.
Why does it always have to be? It doesn't have to be a black or white thing. I'm looking at the history of who police shoot. And I don't know why they don't shoot the killers when they shoot many people for a lot less.
It's pretty simple, actually, because usually what happens here in these types of shooting situations is that, well, especially in the mass shootings and the school shootings, right? The shooters shoot before the police are even there, right? The police don't know this is happening typically. So the shootings happen and then the police come. I know this is very crazy, but yes, that's usually how crimes work. People usually try to do the crimes while the police aren't there. So, yeah. So that's probably why many of them don't get shot at. And in many situations, they end up either taking their own lives, like the Columbine shooter did, right? And or they end up escaping and running like the Parkland shooter did, right? He ran and eventually they caught up with him. But that is probably why the police don't shoot at them, because usually the shooters are either dead themselves because they took their own lives, or they ran before the police got there. I mean, this isn't really rocket science. If you look at each case individually, you could figure out why the police didn't shoot at the people. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about? This is a non-issue.
That's all. He was compliant. But there's been a lot of people compliant that still end up dead.
I honestly don't know who the fuck she's talking about. I don't know if she's talking about people like George Floyd or Sandra Bland, who died in police custody, but they weren't shooters. So I don't know. You know, that's like a totally separate issue. I don't know any shooters that were compliant and then they ended up dead after. I don't know one story like that, but I think she's conflating two different things. You're talking about people who were just innocent and the police, you know, were harassing them and profiling them, and then they ended up dead. And school shooters who, I don't know, for some reason she's sitting there wondering why they don't get shot. But it's like, dude, the answer is pretty simple, because, you know, like I said, either they take their own lives or they're gone before the police even get there. So there's nobody to shoot at them because they're not there anymore. I mean, it's pretty simple. I don't know. Her mind thinks some pretty weird shit. And she says some really weird shit, because before she started talking about this whole thing with the shooting that happened the other day with Charlie Kirk, she was talking about other political stuff, and it was just fucking weird.
It reminds me about Louis Mangione, and I forgot the guy he killed.
It's Luigi, and I believe the guy's name was Brian Thompson.
Where the country was divided then, this feels the same way. It's like you can tell who's Republican and who's Democrat. Just go on Facebook. You can see by the posts. Same thing with YouTube. You see who's talking about it? Die-hard Trump supporters.
Dude, she really lives in a bubble. No, not even close, okay? It's not just diehard Trump supporters speaking on this topic. It's being covered on every single political channel across the spectrum. Doesn't matter what your political beliefs are, doesn't matter what side you're on. It's being talked about because it is a political issue. You have the right blaming the left and the left condemning this stuff, and it's just a whole shit show. So I don't know what the fuck she's watching, but she couldn't be more wrong on that one.
Non-Trump supporters, you know, and then the rumor went around, oh my God, his daughter ran to him. That was bullshit. His kids weren't even there. Hey, Sunflower. So it's just an interesting dynamic. I mean, personally, I feel like it doesn't matter who you are. Nobody deserves to be shot like that. That's what I'm saying. Nobody deserves to be killed like that, no matter what your feelings are on him. Did I care for the guy? Once I knew all about his beliefs, no. But he certainly didn't deserve what happened to him.
I get the feeling that she didn't even know who Charlie Kirk was before a few days ago, because she's like, once I learned about his beliefs, like, so you didn't know who he was if you just learned about him a few days ago. But I have a feeling that all she heard was Christian, and then that was it for her. She was like, nope, fuck this guy. I don't align with him. I mean, I don't align with his beliefs, but I've watched clips and debates of his before in the past. So that's why I don't align with a lot of his beliefs. But yeah, I think she just heard the Christian part and was like, "Urgh." Meanwhile, she's like a Trump supporter. And if she knew anything about the guy, he was a huge, huge Trump supporter and a big reason as to why so many young people went out and voted and actually got, Trump elected this time around. So she doesn't make any type of sense.
Especially so young. I just think the world's fucked. Totally fucked. But then again, why wouldn't it be? You got people fucking accusing people of shit out of the clear blue. I know he had young children. That's what I'm saying. The whole situation is horrible. Whether you like him or not, it's horrible. And to do it on national TV by...
As far as I know, this wasn't being televised on national TV. I'm pretty sure it was just being recorded by, probably his own channel. And then maybe other online bloggers and stuff were there. And then just regular people were filming him. It wasn't broadcast on national TV from what I know.
I mean, think about it. A 31-year-old lost his life and a 22-year-old lost his life. They both had an entire life ahead of them. You know what I'm saying? They both could have lived another 50, 60 years. And now one's thrown away and one's underground. It's horrible.
And one's underground. What a nice way to put that. I mean, really, dude?
Absolutely disgusting. Over what, too? Over fucking nothing. If you don't like Trump, you don't sit there and scream, he's not my president. And by bitch, he is your president.
He is the president, but he ain't my president, okay? He's the president of the United States, but I didn't elect that motherfucker, so he ain't my fucking president.
If you're a Democrat, you don't like Trump. I don't. It's kind of, let me put it like this. It's kind of like life in general. If you don't like Trump, you don't sit there and scream, he's not my president. And by bitch, he is your president. If you're a Democrat and you don't like Biden, you don't sit there and scream, he's not my president and he's a piece of shit and he's this. He's still your president.
Does she not know that Biden was a Democrat? So why would a Democrat be like, oh, I don't like Biden, that's not my president? I mean, I guess there could be some Democrats that didn't care for him, but it's more likely that a Republican would be saying that about a Democratic president than a Democrat about a Democratic president. It just doesn't make too much sense.
Deal with it. But I don't know. I think it's so sad that, two people just, one person pissed away the rest of his life and the other one is dead.
I mean, I'll agree with her there, although I probably would word it differently. But yeah, what a foolish thing to do. I mean, really, over what? You didn't like what the guy said, so you shot him and killed him? It's kind of like Laura. She didn't like what I had to say, so she, committed a crime and called CPS on my family. Yeah, it's just words. I mean, really, at the end of the day, it's kind of funny that she's the one saying this, though, because if you go back to the beginning of this live, I don't know, she's crying about some stupid thing that was said by somebody on a panel, and it really wasn't that big of a deal. But, she made a big deal about it. So it's kind of ironic, that she's sitting here saying this when she's known to overreact and take extreme measures when she doesn't like what other people are saying about her. So anyway, yeah, that's Laura's deep thoughts for today.